Hello and welcome to the Sounds and Symbols mini video series, Session 8. It's about the road to literacy and how children become literate. Today's session is number 8, and it's about helping children to speak about the past and using the correct form of the past tense. This mini series of 20 videos offers activity ideas to help to promote the foundational skills required for literacy success. You will find this introduction at the beginning of each session to remind you of the skills you are helping your child to gain and to explain how these contribute to literacy success. Sounds and Symbols is committed to play-based learning, the belief that the spoken word should come before the written word, Vygotsky's socio-cultural theory of cognitive development, that language is the root of culture, that a child's culture is significant to their learning, and that children learn within their community role. That building knowledge upon previous knowledge is how children learn, through holism, bringing together everything that they know, and that children learn through doing. This diagram shows indicators of good literacy. Children learn through experience. This is gained from their environment and their interactions within it. The skills on this diagram are evident in children who are good at literacy. By promoting these skills, it is possible to establish a sound foundation for literacy. Each indicator has been identified through educational research. Children who struggle with literacy are often weak in some of these areas. For a more in-depth explanation of these indicators, please refer to the Literacy Unlocked webinars at www.melsis.co.uk/eduweb. Teaching children through music is a very natural, fun and enjoyable and successful way to learn, and this is especially true of literacy because language and music have a great deal in common. Facility with language and the ability to discriminate and to manipulate language sounds are the most important precursors to literacy success. Musical activities offer a means of playing with language sounds. By focusing on developing an awareness of language sounds, a secure literacy foundation can be laid. Listening to stories, singing songs, reciting rhymes, and enjoying finger plays and action songs are the bedrock of early literacy learning, as they help children to tune in to language sounds. They also help to create a fun and playful environment in which children can learn to identify, match, and manipulate language sounds. These skills are essential for literacy. Today we're talking about the past and about memory recall. So we can talk about things that have happened yesterday or a long time ago. Children also need to remember what things look like even a few seconds ago. So being able to speak about past events helps to develop children's spoken language because they can talk about what happened, and also it promotes recall of memory, which is something that children need. We all need. Being able to recall events and sounds and pictures also promotes imagination and helps children to predict events in the future. Having a good visual and auditory memory is important to literacy, as children need to be able to retain and recall letter sounds and to remember and be able to recreate letter shapes. Very short-term memory is also important to enable children to copy from a board. Some children have difficulty with this, so they look at board, try to remember what they've seen, but when they copy it down, it's not the same. How come? The symbol or word needs to be held in the memory, so we need to be able to have, it's almost like a photographic memory, but to be able to look at something and hold that image long enough to be able to recreate it and copy it down. Let's have a look at some activities that can help us. There are lots. So we did Mousy Brown, because that is in the past, so you're talking about what happened to this mouse. Up the tall white candlestick climbed little Mousy Brown. That was in number 4. And the tiger who came to tea. It's a story about what happened. It was in the past. That's in number 2, so we won't put it in here again. Kim's game is a memory game where you can put items on a tray, or you can just show things to children, and you can either cover them up and then ask children to remember what was there, or you can take 1 or maybe 2 away and ask what's missing. So the next one is a little song called Goldilocks. It's a story of Goldilocks and the 3 bears. I'll sing you the first verse and then I'll tell you what the other verses are so you can do it. Okay, it goes like this. When Goldilocks went to the house of the bears, oh, what did her blue eyes see? A bowl that was huge, a bowl that was small, and a bowl that was tiny, and that was all. She counted them 1, 2, 3. And then you do the second verse. When Goldilocks went to the house of the bears, oh, what did her blue eyes see? And this time it was a chair. Chair that was huge, a chair that was small, and a chair that was tiny, and that was all. And she counted them 1, 2, 3. So there's the bowl and the chair, and then the bed. And then the last verse, what did her blue eyes see? A bear that was huge, and a bear that was small, and a bear that was tiny, and that was all. And she roared, they roared at her, rah, rah, rah. So the last verse is the bears roaring instead of her counting them. That's a little song, a little story of Goldilocks. And of course it's in the past tense, what happened. Next we have a little story called My Cat Ben. See if you can work out in these verses which ones are talking about now, what is happening, and telling you about the cat, and ones that were in the past. What did this cat do? So there are words describing him and how he is now, and there are activities, things that he did in the past. See if you can work them out. As you can see, this book is about a cat, and the cat's name is Ben, and he's very fat and very naughty, and he's a ginger colour. When you have ginger cats and they're stripy, you often call them marmalade because they look the colour of marmalade. Originally, this cat was a girl cat called Sophie, and the lady who drew him drew a picture of her own cat called Sophie. The lady's name is Katie Larkworthy. She's done all the drawings for this story. So we'll see what happens in the story. This is the first verse. It's actually a song, we can sing it. And this says, my cat Ben eats all day. He doesn't have much time to play. And then we have a chorus we have to sing, each time in between the verse. And it goes, with a knick-knack, paddy-whack, give a cat a treat. Ben just likes to eat and eat. What happens next? Every verse starts, my cat Ben. My cat Ben ate a mouse and left bits all around the house. Yuck! Can you say yuck like that? Okay, you have to say it when we're singing the song. And then the chorus again. With a knick-knack, paddy-whack, give a cat a treat. Ben just likes to, did you remember? Eat and eat. And then the beginning of the next verse starts, my cat Ben. My cat Ben chased a horse. He didn't catch the horse, of course. Then we do the chorus again. This one says, can you remember the first words? My cat Ben fills his belly with meat in gravy and fish in, what rhymes with belly? Jelly. meat in gravy and fish in jelly. Then we sing the chorus. How does this first start? My cat Ben. My cat Ben ate a leg. Which leg? Oh, the table leg. The table's now on books instead. Oh dear. And the lady's very worried. She thinks he might eat her leg. Oh, I hope not. Here's the last verse. My cat Ben chased a, what's this? Train. And then he came back home again. Then we sing the chorus. Are you ready to try to sing this? See if we can find the first page again. Okay, here we go. What did it start with? Can you remember? My cat Ben eats all day. Ready? We're going to sing. Here we go. My cat Ben eats all day. He doesn't have much time to play with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give a cat a treat. Ben just likes to eat and eat. My cat Ben ate a mouse and left bits all around the house. Yuck! Knick-knack, paddywhack, give a cat a treat. Ben just likes to eat and eat. My cat Ben chased a horse. He didn't catch the horse, of course. With a knick-knack, paddywhack, give a cat a treat. Ben just likes to eat and eat. My cat Ben fills his belly with meat in gravy and fish in jelly. With a knick-knack, paddywhack, give a cat a treat. Ben just likes to eat and eat. My cat Ben ate a leg. The table's now on books instead. With a knick-knack, paddywhack, give a cat a treat. Ben just likes to eat and eat. Last verse. My cat Ben chased a train and then he came back home again. With a knick-knack, paddywhack, give a cat a treat. Ben just likes to eat and eat. Oh, I hope you enjoyed that. The next little song is called I Went to School One Morning. So you do this standing up and walking, and it goes, I went to school one morning and I walked like this, walked like this, walked like this. I went to school one morning and I walked like this, all on my way to school. I saw a tall policeman and he stood like this, stood like this, stood like this. I saw a tall policeman and he stood like this, all on my way to school. I saw a little robin and he flew like this, flew like this, flew like this. I saw a little robin and he flew like this, all on my way to school. So you can think of lots of things that you might see on the way to school. Ask children what did they see this morning, and you can put them in the song. And then the last verse is, I heard the school bell ringing, so I ran like this, ran like this, ran like this. I heard the school bell ringing and I ran like this, all on my way to school. And you can put whatever verses you want in there and talk about what happened on the way to school. We also had clap your breaks. We had that one before. So it was, These last two are not about the activity of clapping. It's not about the language talking about the past. It's a visual recall skill of remembering what something looks like. And if you remember, we had 3 bricks and we put them together and made different shapes with them. So for example, we had 3 bricks and we said, count your bricks, 1, 2, 3. Can you build a house just like me? So children have to watch, they have to look at the colours and the order that the bricks are in, and then recreate the same order. Sometimes this doesn't happen and you say, no, can you see what's different? You have to put them the same order. So they have to remember, they'd have to look at it, hold that thought in the head, or that the fact that the yellow brick is at the bottom, and then make theirs the same. So that's memory recall. It's a step before remembering things that might be written on a board. Another good activity for memory recall, to look at something, remember what you've seen and then recreate it, is this little sequencing game. So you can see the cards here. There are some without colours, so you're just matching the shapes. So you put the blocks on the stick in the same order as is on it's not a card, actually it's like a wooden card on the diagram. So you have to follow the pattern and put the things in the same sequence. But of course you have to look and then look back at yours, and look back at yours. So even though it's seconds, you're holding that image in your head. It's good practice for children. So again, remember to observe the children that you're with. Can the children recall past events? How much detail can they remember about something? When a child's speaking, do they manage to use the past tense for irregular verbs, such as I went? Sometimes you hear children saying I goed, because we put ed on. That's the most regular ending we put for verbs in the past tense. But as we get older, we learn the irregular verbs as well. So that's all for now. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Please join me again next time for number 9, and we'll be talking about the future. Thank you.